Hello and welcome back to another Mackland Motors YouTube video, and today we have something a little bit different and interesting. This is my 98 MGF, which you've seen in the last video, which is the unveiling video. But this isn't the only MG Rover car in the Mackland fleet at the moment, temporarily. I have somehow temporarily acquired this. Now, the story behind this little car is it's a 1996 Rover 214Si, and it's the R3 shape, which is one of my favourite Rover Group designs, I think. The story behind this car is it belongs to my friends Ross and Jack, who are brothers, and they're on holiday at the minute. And I said, when you're away, I'll look after the car for you, and I'll spruce it up and tidy up for you for when you come back. So this is what we're going to do in this video. There is only so much sprucing up this car can get in the state it's in. There is quite a few bashes and scrapes on it, but I think the paintwork at least should polish up quite nicely. And it's got a really nice, if I don't open it, it's got a really nice interior. It's got this sort of beigey, veloury patterned seats, but it really needs a good deep clean. So that's what we're going to do to begin with. Some people on YouTube might actually recognise this little end fort. It also belonged previously to another car collector in Surrey. I'm sure you won't mind me saying, but Mr. Jude Curry used to own this car, and our mutual friend Joseph Lloyd of Lloyd Vehicle Consulting has also filmed and driven this exact car before. I've been driving it about a wee bit, and it's actually a really good little runner. This is the current state of it. And on the inside, it really needs a good going over. The carpets and the mats and the seats just really need a good clean, but that's what we're here for. Now that we've thoroughly hoovered all the seats and the carpets, we can see what we're working with, and it's actually not that bad. The seats are in really good condition for its age, and they're a little bit grubby, but there's no major stains or rips or tears or anything like that. It's just the carpets are stained and dirty, but they're not ripped or worn or frayed or threadbare or anything like that, so I'm hoping it cleans up really nicely even more. I'm going to shampoo the seats and the carpets thoroughly to give them a really deep clean and bring them back. Now, the only thing with the interior, and all Rover Group cars do this, is that the door cards and the fabric trim bits have all come off. The glue detaches and then you get this orange fuzz everywhere. So I'm hoping, I've bought spray glue, so I'm hoping that I can take it off and reshape it and glue them all back together so that it's not all flappy like this. But I'm going to get the carpet shampooer ready and get the interior of this wet cleaned. The car only has 55,500 miles, which is absolutely nothing for a 27-year-old car. So it's a work in progress, but we'll get a car out of it by the end of it. So I've got my new pneumatic carpet extractor machine ready, and I've got a pump spray with some Valet Pro carpet cleaner and also some Pro Chem professional extraction cleaner as well. A stiff brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start to spray this footwell with the solution, scrub it with the brush and then extract it. But I'm just going to give this a really good soaking as well, again on the pedals and this little rubber mat as well, and up right where my feet sit. Take our stiff brush, soak the brush, and then just work it all in.
And then it's just a case of repeating. And then just extract it all. I've just put clean warm water in the machine to rinse the solution out as well. There's no point adding even more soap to it.
I've decided to turn up the heat a little bit, literally. I've broken out my steamer so that I can steam clean the pedals and that little rubber mat bit, just to blast out the dirt from the crevices, and then I'll soak it up with the extractor. So that's this driver's footwell now properly cleaned. Again, it's not perfect, but it's much better than it was. I might give it another quick go over off camera as not to bore you, but you can definitely see the vast improvement already, and it is actually dry to the touch already. So this extractor machine is really powerful. So the next job is to tackle the seats in a similar manner. now that all the soft interior surfaces have been cleaned, we're now going to have a go at the hard surfaces inside the car. So I'm just going to use some of my favourite Infinity Wax leather cleanser. This is actually a leather steering wheel, which is quite nice for the age of the car. I'm not going to worry about that bit hanging off. So I'm just going to spray it onto this little soft brush, and then scrub into the wheel, around the rim, on the inside and the outside, and then the main body of it. It has a height adjustable wheel as well, just up and down, so if you lower it then you can get into the gaps like that. And then I'm just using this brush to just wipe the stocks and the dash and all that there, so give that a good dusting over. Like that. And then just take a soft fresh cloth and then dry it like that. You can see that it's worn a bit on the edge, so it's still not perfect, but it's hygienically clean, which is sort of what I'm going for. I know this car will never cosmetically be perfect, but I just want it in a good, usable, clean, hygienic state. And then this process is basically just repeated through everything else. So on this leather gear stick and gear gaiter as well, you can do the same process. Now I think the worst part of the car interior is actually the door cards. They don't seem to get a lot of attention by a lot of people, and in true Rover Group style, the fabric trim was held on by drawing pins and the glue's just completely come off, and then you get this orange fuzz absolutely everywhere. If anyone's owned a Rover Group car, you'll know exactly what I'm meaning. The inside of my MGF was absolutely covered with it, with the tonneau cover. So what I'm going to try and do is, once I've cleaned the actual door card, because you can see in the door bins it's really grotty, I've got some spray glue that I bought from work that I'm going to try and stick these back on. I have discussed it with Ross, who is by no means an art and craft expert either, but he thinks it seems a reasonable idea and it's worth a shot. So I'm going to clean it first of all. Again, I've actually run out of plastic cleaner, but I find this leather cleaner actually works on all surfaces. So just give it a good overall spray. Obviously watching the speaker. Because this car's got windy windows, that's okay as well, but watch the electrical switches. Take your brush and give it a really good working in, like that. Really good working in, up and down, round and round, left and right. That's a bit loose as well. Oops. Try to scrub out all this orange fuzz so that the glue can actually stick to the material and not the fuzz. Again, move the window to get round. And then inside the door card, which is really horrible when you can rotate. The interior is actually holding up fairly well for its age. So once it's thoroughly scrubbed, take the cloth. So this is the adhesive spray that I bought from the shop I work in. Hopefully it's alright. The instructions, make sure it's clean, blah blah blah. Spray onto the surfaces from 25 centimeters away. Leave it 2 minutes, press together and then work from the center outwards. Okay, so let's just test that. Now I've noticed that this door, rear passenger door, is really stiff to move and it clicks and clicks. So I'm going to try some basic spray grease that I use for hinges as well. Spray it in the hinges and see if it makes it a bit smoother. Not that anyone uses this door, but it is pretty filthy and there's about 27 years worth of grease in here, but if I can make the door smoother and less clicky, then hopefully that's a win. So if I just spray the grease into the hinges and then just work the door, that's much smoother already. It still clicks, but that's much smoother and easier. Driving home in the rain and I put the rear wiper on, all I could see was just lines and streaks everywhere. And then I discovered that this blade isn't actually a blade anymore, and all of the rubber on it is just completely disintegrated, which is no use. So I went on Amazon and I went for this Bosch one just because I know they're good quality, and it came the next day. All of the wiper blades on the Rover 200 R3 shape hatchbacks are 18 inches, so both front ones and the rear ones are both the same size, which is handy enough. So these hook wipers are actually very easy to change. So you just rotate it back on itself and then push downwards like that, and it will come off, and then you just wiggle it through the hole. So this is going to be filed under B for bin. And then we take our new wiper blade, and then true Blue Peter style, here is one I made earlier. Again, you can see they're pretty much the same design, same length, so that'll be absolutely grand. So then to feed it on, you just hook it. Installation is the reverse of removal effectively, so this gap here, you just hook it through this hook, and then there's a wee clip that should pick it up. He says bravely. No, is that it? No, that's not it. Ah, like that, so you just push it up and it clicks in like that. So that is one new rear wiper blade fitted. Excellent work.
1 week later.
I have managed to polish some of the marks out along the door, some of the longer, thinner marks, and you can see it's definitely much shinier than it was. But obviously it's still not perfect, but it's much better than it was before, so I'm really hoping that Ross will be chuffed. This is where the car lives outside under a hedge. It has a wee bit of a hard life, but it's just what circumstances are like. So hopefully a good clean up will be appreciated. I'm sure it will. So it definitely deserves a good clean up. Inside we have wet cleaned the seats and the carpets and thoroughly deep cleaned all the plastics, and it's looking much better now. So it's just a case of waiting for Ross to come back from his work. It's getting a wee bit dark, but hopefully he won't be long.
Wow, it's still shit.
So we're back at Ross's house, and I've delivered the wonderful Rover to him, and this is the first time he's seen the improvements. What do you think?
Fantastic, apart from the fact I now need to get new exhaust.
Yeah, there is a slight blow.
Slight. Yes, but it's a vast improvement from diabolically shite to just marginally shite.
Excellent. That's the Mackland's Motors motto.